What's up guys, welcome back to another For Those Gold video. In this video, we are taking a look into adding authentication to your full stack Next.js application using Clerk. Authentication has never been this easy and fast with Clerk. Although there are other alternatives while using Next.auth for authenticating your Next.js app, but Clerk is super easy, and while they also works great with other social authentication with services like Google or GitHub, Discord, and whatever you call it, and also even getting password login as well. Alright, I'm Ishan, and in this channel we discuss and learn new skills around the topics of design and development. If you want to grow your skills and learn new things that are coming up, please subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to smash the like button for me. This really helps me to create more content. Let's get started. Alright, so first of all, before we begin, I want to showcase the demo app that we will be creating together. And this is the application which just covers a basic authentication with Clerk, and it's super easy. Alright, so this is our homepage, and if you want to visit our protected page, then we should click this button, and let's go ahead and click this button. And after clicking on that particular button, we can see that we are already logged in. Probably I have the session there, but let's go ahead and check out. And after checking out, we are back to the same page, and let's go to protected page, and here it comes our sign in model. So these are pretty much all the UI components that Clerk provides us, but you can customize everything that's provided by Clerk. Let's continue with the Google sign in. So I will click on Google and select my account to sign in. After selecting our account, after signing in, we can see our application route changes, and it widgets protect a route. In other words, this route is protected and it's not a public route, and we are already signed in, and I can see the email address and our channel avatar there, and a sign up button secured by Clerk. And this is how we will be using and implementing Clerk inside of our Next.js latest project right from scratch. Let's first create our Next.js project. So I will break up all the tabs here, and let's go to get started. And first of all, what we want to do is we want to start off with a blank project. So I'll copy this command npx create next app latest, and let's bring up our terminal. I'm using warp here, and paste in that particular command inside of our desired directory. And I want to proceed with yes, and let's click on yes. And for the app name, probably I will name it Next.js Clerk Auth, and press enter. And yes, obviously we will stick with TypeScript, and we will be using ESLint, and we will be using Tailwind. And for the src directory, we are not going to use src, but obviously yes to recommended app router, and no to custom default imports or whatever. And yeah, and after this we will open up this project inside of our code editor. All right, so our project structure, folder structure can be seen here. We are using the app directory, which is the recommended one. And before we begin further, what I want to do is I want to visit the documentation, and inside this documentation we can go to quick start tutorials, and we can see there are a lot of tutorials out there, so that we could use our Clerk with almost any project like React, Remix, Redwood, or Gatsby, Next.js, and whatever. So we will stick with Next.js. So let's select Next.js, and we'll be following along with the documentation. And probably if you're wondering, documentation covers almost all and everything about authentication, using authentication with Clerk and Next.js. So I'll just follow along, and you can also take a reference to the documentation if needed as well. So before we continue, it says that we are going to install Clerk. So let's go ahead and copy that particular command, and inside of our terminal, let's go ahead and paste in that particular command. And let's go ahead and install Clerk there. And as we discussed before, we need a couple of like folders. So let's go ahead and create folders. And first folder is protected, or let's call it protect, and this would be our protected route. So let's go ahead and call it page.tsx. And inside this page.tsx, what we want to bring in is we want to import two different things. One is user button, which is provided by Clerk Next.js, which is a simple button so that we could render things in the UI with the user button, and also a couple of other stuff that's needed, which is just an app bar that we saw in the demo app before. So these are just the SVG logo, dummy logo, and we have this particular UI component. As we discussed, this is a UI component provided us with Clerk, and obviously these components can be customized later on. But user button, and after signing out, the URL is the home route. So after this page is done, let's go ahead and save it, and let's proceed with other folders. So before moving on, as we can see, we should visit the Clerk dashboard and create some environment variables there. So let's go ahead and click on the Clerk dashboard, and clicking on the Clerk dashboard, and we can see our this Next Clerk application is right here. So probably we will be using this particular application. So let's go ahead and reuse this application which I created before, and I'll copy all the environment variables right from here. And you can use this particular env.local. So let's go ahead and create env.local inside of our project .env.local. And inside that env.local, what we want to do is we want to copy and paste in environment variables, probably all the environment variables that we'll be using throughout the application right here. So these two environment variables that are highlighted is copied from the dashboard itself, which is this one, and other stuffs are basically which tells Clerk that what are the sign-in URLs, what is the sign-up URL, and what is after signing route that we are visiting, and what is after sign up route that we are visiting. So these are the routes, which is sign in route, sign up route, a protect route, which we just created before, and also another protect route. And these are just the route definition that we need. It's already there in the documentation. So if we visit the documentation again, let's go ahead and visit there. And what it tells us is, first of all, we need a provider. So what is a provider? Provider is simply a wrapper which wraps our entire application. As we are using app router, we select app router, and it tells us we first import the Clerk provider. Let's go ahead and import the Clerk provider inside of layout.tsx, and let's go ahead and visit our layout. Inside there, let's paste in the provider, and after pasting in that particular provider, we need to wrap our application with that provider. Probably I will just copy the wrapper and other HTML tags inside there, and probably save this one. After this done, we are pretty much ready. Our application is wrapped with the provider, and everything is good to go. Now the next step is following along with the documentation, probably protecting our application. So we are protecting our application with the help of middleware. So this middleware.ts file will be created in the root file. So I'll just grab in the middleware, and there are a couple of changes beside the middleware snippet that you see here. So I'll just grab in the middleware that we will be creating, and let's visit this page. And inside here, let's go ahead and create another new file and call it middleware.ts. And inside that middleware, what we need to do is we are simply going to copy and paste this particular snippet, which is middleware, and they have initialized auth middleware imported from Clerk Next.js. and also probably some config and some properties like matchers. And the one of the most important part here is we are defining our public route to be a home route. So it all starts with the home route. First of all, definitely all applications start with the home route, and the home route is the public route. So in other words, home route doesn't require any authentication to visit that page. So with this particular changes, let's go ahead and save it, and let's close it as well. Now moving on to the next step, building our own sign in and sign up page. So to build our own sign in and sign up page, as we discussed earlier, there are pre-built components, but definitely if you want to customize these components, is you can do that. But we won't be covering customization of these components, but simply inside of our app, create a sign up folder. Inside there, create this subfolder, and inside there we need piece.tsx. So let's go ahead and copy this snippet and create our sign up page. So back to our app. So inside of our app, let's go to our app and then create a directory and call it sign up. So inside that particular sign up, we create another directory which follows the same thing that we saw before. And here we have sign in, sign up. And inside that particular sign up, what we will create is a page.tsx. All right. So inside this particular sign up, we will be copying the same snippet of code that's provided inside of our sign up page, and also same goes to sign in page, just like the name change, it's sign in. So let's go ahead and create a sign in page as well. And also inside there, another directory with the same format that we saw in the documentation, three dots and sign in. And inside here, let's create page.tsx, and inside there we are pasting the components, pre-built components, which is the sign-in component. All right, with these changes, probably we are ready to close this sign-in and sign-up page. That's important. And let's update our environment variables. As it says that we need a couple of environment variables, sign in, sign up, and after sign up and after sign in paths, and we already configured these paths, so we are good to go. And embed the user button. So what user button is, it's a simple button which helps us to log out and see that who user is logged in. So inside of our page, let's go visit our protected page, because that's the page which we'll be visiting after signing in. And we are importing this particular thing, which is user button, which we already did before, user button, and using that particular user button right here and defining our after sign out route. So this is sign out route and which visits the home page. So after that's done, and let's go ahead and sign up our application. So that's pretty much it. So this should be signing up pretty easily. So let's go ahead and run npm run dev. And here we see our main screen, and we don't see any button which leads to the sign up and sign in screen. So probably I forgot something. Let's go to layout and page.tsx, and here inside of our main root page, I want to add some couple of like UI, where it just says that we visit the protected page if we have the session. So with these changes, let's go ahead and save it, and let's see that here. Probably we also need to make a change to our global.css, and we probably don't need a dark mode, so I'll just comment everything out or just delete it. Let's go ahead and save it and see that here. And as you can see, we can go to our product page, but as our page isn't logged in, we can see the sign in, which is great. So let's continue with Google. And after continuing with Google, we can see a list of our accounts, and we want to choose our particular account. And after choosing that particular account, we are redirected back to our probably the protected page. As you can see, we are inside of our protected page, and this page should load up our avatar with a sign out button. And here we have it. We are already logged in, and if we click on sign out, then we should see that our application is sign out. So this is how it's simple and easy to get authentication with Clerk. And if you want to see the users, you can see the users inside of your dashboard, and it's recently logged in, and all the sessions and user authentication, everything can be seen here in the dashboard. So guys, in this video we learned about how we can easily set up authentication in our full stack Next.js application right from scratch, and it was really simple. We just followed the documentation, and yeah, so I hope you learned something new from this. If you want to learn more around the topics of design and development, please subscribe for more videos just like this, and don't forget, smash the like button for me. This really helps me to create more content. Thanks a lot, guys. See you in the next one.